in Smile Cup 3. And we're getting ready for map 1 already, so let's not waste any time and head on in. Because we have Concealed Hill as our first map. Cat Fiend opening by 120. It seems like after a lot of experimentation, this tried and true build has still been kept by the undeads and has been considered also as the best option, even against Farseer headhunters, where the undead side of things are very predictable nowadays. For the orc, it's much less so the case. Most orcs are playing, in fact, Farseer headhunters, but Blade Master first with triple hero is also doable, but it is a bit hard to execute. Both teching at the same time. Lin not harassing right away, which is something that I have seen by him before. Trying to force that level 1 versus level 1 engagement, which the Farseer normally does very well in. Especially on Concealed Hill. You can harass the DK before he fully crept the first camp, so I'm kind of surprised to not see the Farseer be more aggressive. Instead, both were just creeping up to level 2. And now that the DK and the undead army is on level 2, they're going to be much more formidable than they would have been on level 1 only. New overlay Pog. Yeah, again, for the Smile Cup, we are unfortunately not allowed into the lobbies of the games, so we have to work with the clean feed that they provide, so I don't have camera control, and I don't have the overlay, unfortunately. Did 120 just wake up the creeps by accident? I think he may have. So far so good for Lin, I would say. With the Farseer, you would love to get a fast level 3, and then you can bully the DK and the Fiends very effectively with the level 2 Wolves. Especially desirable if the DK in the meantime is not able to creep level 3 himself. Especially on this map, it can be pretty tough to creep DK at times to level 3. Because the Natural and the Merchant are both pretty hard to creep. And so is the Lab. And so is also, of course, the Fountain. And the Red Camp. So, lots of hard to creep camps on this map. And there we go. Farseer gets level 3. With that now, he could creep either the Lab or the middle Red Camp away. Sacrificial Skull. Is that expanding, is he? The Madman? That would be crazy. Probably not. He's probably just using that to heal up a bit more during creeping. Ring of Protection for him is honestly not bad. The DK in the front line will oftentimes be getting focused. That bonus armor can help. Dark Ranger second, that is the norm nowadays. 120 was a bit stubborn, sticking with the Lich second for quite some time. But as especially Happy has shown, the Dark Ranger second just clearly seems to be the best choice. And I think we saw a Shadow Hunter right there, right? I've been a bit critical of that choice from players like Focus and many other orcs. In fact, pretty much all other orcs are going Shadow Hunter second. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe there's something I just don't see. But I feel like TC second, if you move towards the late game, just looks so much better. But oh well. It's a big moment in the game. Who's going to get the experience and the item from the Red Camp? The item pretty much for sure should go to the undead. Oh! Did you see that? With the Chain Lightning, he opened up the way. He killed the Skellies, tried to force the Ogre Lord to run away. And the Shadowhunter comes too late. That's, of course, another big advantage of the Dark Ranger as a second here. You get her from the tavern right away. You don't have to wait for the production time of the altar. If you want to be aggressive and look for kills, the Shadowhunter with Hex, of course, on tier 2 is a lot stronger. But if you're just going into creeping, maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe the orcs are right and I'm just wrong. But what's going to happen is tier 3 is going to roll around. It's going to be time for the third hero. And the TC, if he's lucky, is going to be able to creep level 2. But there's no way he's going to be able to creep level 3 before the first fight. And I always feel like that's a big problem. But we'll see how it shapes up. The Farseer was able to get a lot of experience, which is not bad. To have the Wolves and Chain Lightning on level 2, of course, but out of those 3 heroes, Shadow, TC, Farseer, honestly the Farseer is the one that you want the high experience the least on. So we mask found for 120. That is absolutely marvelous. And he's gonna have his Lich coming out soon as well. Farseer seeing if he can harass something in the main, but not really. Acolytes survive, and so do the ghouls. And the Dark Ranger getting solo experience is very valuable. Level 3 DR for level 2 Black Arrow. Very, very good. And he's gonna get that right here from the Wolf. Oh, Chain Lightning kill. Oh, he's trying to. Oh my god, so close. Doesn't quite get it. Lyn looking very aggressive here with the Hex and the Shadowhunter going in. He's fighting into a level 3 Dark Ranger. And a Lich that's about to arrive. Level 1 Lich can take a fight. Not so sure about the level 1 TC. But Lyn gets the first kill. It's level 4 on the Farseer, and 120 feels the need to TP out. Okay. Oof, that statue. Important that it survives. But most of the camp is already gone. TC won't be able to creep up to level 2 here. Shadowhunter should be level 3 in a moment as well. Lyn definitely got more experience from the map. But his heroes are gonna scale worse. Mainly because of the Farseer, of course. TC and Shadowhunter are always gonna be great. But on the other side, every single hero is really good in the late game. Statue stuck in the main. A bit of a misclick. Peon's coming into the middle. Is Lyn trying to expand on the high ground? That would be a cheeky move. Oh my god, he is. Wow. That's a bit greedy. Oh, I want to zero. He did. Yeah. Only noticed now with the Acolyte. That's expensive. And Lyn's got the win condition now. Up on the high ground. And of course also he's got the mischance advantage. Very nice game by Lyn. He's in a good position here now. And the stomp is almost perfect. Breaks out of the silence with the invul potion. Trying to take out the skellies right away, and then it's going to be time to go for the fiends after. Big invul potion here. Very, very valuable. One raider only. That one is not taken out yet. Next stomp comes through and the raider very well controlled. That's exactly what you want to do. Keep the raider in the back. Don't lose him too easily. The TC trying to save him, but doesn't quite manage to. TC goes down. That's a big deal. No stomp anymore. No aura anymore. And now 120 will try to turn this fight around. Lyn targeting the statues quickly. That's very important. That's the biggest downside when you don't have a Blade Master. You can't snipe the statues too easily, but here Lyn was able to do just that. Takes out the statue, and now the regen on the undead side much, much lower. Seems like there's no burrow yet. Gets another kill with the next Chain Lightning. He also has one of Mana Steel still to be used. But also a big kill on the Coda Beast. Fiend returns with that kill. And the DK, uh-oh. Getting focused. He's got the Invul Potion, trying to save it. Saves the Fiends instead in the meantime. Shadowhunter in trouble, getting focused, dropping low. Has to use the TP to get out the Chain Lightning. Could lead to a kill on the DK. Oh my god. There's an Ensnare. Ooh, the DK on 30 HP. Barely surviving. Could be some more Headhunters going down here. Definitely costly losses. A statue appears from the south for some reason. That's kind of weird. 1-0. Judging from the movement, I think he should expect an expansion on the high ground, but I don't believe he's actually seen it yet. TC returns. Doesn't have an invul anymore. Thank you very much, Sir. Hi, yes, Sir. Hayovu. For one of the most difficult names that we have. With a 6-month resub, says, guys, you are the best. Remo, are you a fan of Dragon Ball? I used to be. As you know. All the kids back then. But, not really anymore. But I was. Item picked up by Lin. Oh, Pendant of Energy. 1-0 would have loved to have that one. One more Berserker gonna go down. Oh, this would be a great position here for 1-0. This funnel neck right here. Bottleneck, I mean. Very hard for Lin to engage. Oh, gets Fiend for free. 1-0 not paying attention right there to the rally point. It's level 2.5. Dark Ranger almost level 4. Might be able to get off some double silences with that. Oh, Windrider, that's a lot of experience. That should be level 4. Yes, it is. Using the Nova for that as well. TC has the TP, but no invul to break out of the silence. Oh, the Kodos get off a double devour. 1-0 a bit careless. Moving these Fiends way too far forward, but he might be able to get the return kills. And now the statues are protected. Look at 1-0. Moving the statues back right away. He doesn't want to expose them. This is the biggest weakness of this Farseer Headhunter strategy. Not being able to take out the statues easily. Focus fire on the Dark Ranger. Oof. Dropping very low. The damage, of course, in the Headhunters is high. TC tried to connect with the Stomp. Didn't hit the Dark Ranger. Only hit a single Fiend. And 1-0 trying to run away with this fight. Finding more and more kills. The Skellies are super strong. The Berserkers being turned into skeletons over and over, and the Shadowhunter also goes down. Coil Nova comes through. And a perfectly timed heal scroll as well. And Lin has to call for the GG, and 1-0 takes this first map. Despite the fact that the expansion was running on the high ground. That Dark Ranger level 2 in the late game, man, she's so strong. In the extended fights, when you get the skeletons, when the statues are healing over time, and the Farseer just simply can't provide that much anymore. Plus, the TC third, which just always seems to be underleveled. I feel like Farseer Headhunter is looking worse and worse against Undead, and I feel like Blade Master is the way to go. I said that before. I think Blade Master is the way to go against Undead in the future. Maybe a second Raider could have helped. But of course, if you're playing more Raiders, you're going to be lacking some damage. Maybe the Farseer was creeping a bit too much. If you play the Farseer more aggressively and you leave more creeps on the map, that can oftentimes mean that your Shadowhunter and TC can creep more, can level up higher. And I think it's down to the TC. I think if you play the Headhunter strategy, it's all about how well leveled that TC is and how good those storms are going to be. To be fair, in the late game, during the first couple of fights, around 50 supply, 50 or more, it can be hard to really get that TC online, to get him into the thick of things, because the Undead will have been creeping the whole time with a Dark Ranger, and if there's like 6 skeletons in front, the TC oftentimes will have a very tough time connecting. Is it time to go back to Blade Master, or is Lyn gonna stick with the CORSAIR and Headhunters? Let's find out. On map 2, you can already hear it from the chirping, I believe, that we are on Headhunters. Ted Fiend opening by 120 once again, and the Lyn again with the Headhunters. The good thing on this map is normally there's more creeps available to you in the late game, which, especially if you play TC third, I think is gonna be important. There must be something I'm missing. Because it's not like most of the time these top orcs are playing Shadowhunter second. It's like 99% of the time. So there must be a reason why they feel that TC second isn't that viable. I'm not sure what it is though. In the past, I've also seen Lyn be very successful against, for example, Mikael, with being hyper-aggressive.
A player's forces are under attack.
The DK's biggest weakness is before he gets level 2, before he has the aura. So Lyn could try to punish that if he wants. And don't creep so much this time. He picked up a mantle as the first item, which is excellent. 120 with the... what's it called? Slippers. Very good for the Dark Ranger. And this is looking much better for Lyn. He's going to put a lot of damage on this DK. With the coil, the last hit should go to 120. Oof, dude, that was close. Oh, and he's surrounded! Oh, wow, very nicely done by Lyn. Punishing the greed of 120. Of really wanting to get that last hit an item. And forces the TP and the Ritual Dagger. Very good start for Lyn. But at the end of the day, it's still mostly only a TP god. What's more important here is going to be the levels once more. Very nice, creeping with 120. He's creeping with the DK and didn't get attacked once by the creep, so he's still healing up with the Ritual Dagger. Sacrificial... Goddamn, what's it called again? Yeah, Ritual Dagger, that's right.
Players' forces are under attack.
Seems like once again we're gonna have a fast level 3 here on the CORSAIR, progressing nicely. In the middle camps you always get a lot of experience. One of Lightning Shield. Alright. For a bit faster creeping. On the CORSAIR here. Doesn't quite have the perfect read as to where 120 is creeping.
player's forces are under attack.
Not the best items for 1-0. Would have loved to have more damage, more mana, but he got a crystal ball, he got a gauntlets. And TC second this time. Woo, here we go. Okay, so I was not completely out of my mind. Apparently it is possible to play TC second. The DK would love to steal the item, but he doesn't have a TP anymore. He knows this is a bit scary. He's gonna use the coil on the Fiend. No, he's not. Use it on the Farseer. Oh, and he goes down! Oh, didn't pay attention to the Farseer. He just gets right-clicked down with the coil, and yeah, that's GG. That is GG. That's not preemptive. That is not, you know, too early to call it. That was the right time to call it. The level 3 hero dies. The item goes to the opponent. Headhunters would have died. Yeah. That was pretty quick. Maybe the wrong move by Len after he crept the middle shop. Maybe he just kept on creeping with the Farseer, because remember what he did? He crept the middle shop. He wasn't level 3 yet. Then he goes south, trying to find the opponent. Doesn't find him. Wasted his time. Goes back up. Tries to keep on creeping. Then he gets creepjacked. So the timing there definitely a bit off for Lin. Kind of like we saw earlier in some of his maps against 15 Sway, where his early game timings just seem to be a little bit off. And 1-0. Not dropping a map so far. Makes it through the group. Group A, first place. He's in the playoffs already. Which, by the way, will be starting on Sunday. Lin, with that, drops down to the lower bracket. And we'll be playing one more game at the end of the day for the second place. Let's take a quick look at our groups. What this all exactly looks like. 1-0 through in first place. 15 Sway and PCG now playing in the next game for elimination. And then the final decision, Lin versus the winner of the previous game. I wonder what that's going to mean for the schedule now. If the other players are ready or not. Hopefully they are. The schedule here, by the way, on Back to Warcraft is going to be for the next 4 days. We're going to have the group stages. And then Sunday, the players are going to start. And on Monday, the playoffs are going to finish with the top 4. But of course, as you know us, we are not satisfied with only one tournament. Hell no. We're casting way more than that this week. I'm pretty sure. Also next week. You can always find our schedule on backtowarcraft.com.